deputies, and or representatives on the occasion of your regional-wide meeting at the leaders of the Knights of Rizal in Europe. I would like to congratulate everyone present for coming to this assembly despite distance, very cold climate and longer nights when it is better to stay home and sleep. But I commend most especially the initiatives of the regional leadership of Sir Tony Guansing and Sir Peter Klukenbaum for the holding of this assembly. I am elated by your efforts at holding this meeting because it gives me an impression about the seriousness of purpose in which you put in your appointment and responsibilities as Knights of Rizal leaders. However, the long list of topics in your agenda gives me the thought that it will all be work that you will be doing and not having fun during your conference. There is a saying in our elementary school days that if Pedro or Juan works very hard without play, it can make him into a dull boy. I hope that despite your hectic schedule, you will find time for play and have some fun. Some topics in your agenda would be a very good preliminary discussion in preparation for the International Assembly in February 2009. For by doing so, you can already have a regional consensus what to raise as important points for the International Assembly Summit of Leaders. I hope that said topics can be replicated in discussions in other regional area and chapter meetings so that come 2009 International Assembly, there is already some consensus on certain areas of KOR concerns. May your meeting succeed and realize its objectives and the Assembly become an instrument of a strong bond of brotherhood among the participants in order for us to become viable instrument for the propagation of the teaching and ideals of Jose Rizal. Non omnis moriar, signed, Sir Virgilio R. Isguera, KGCR Supreme Commander, December 10, 2008. Let's speak
Production of the Knights present at that time. Maybe if the Assembly agrees, we will ask the ones who were not present at that time, we'll just introduce them in a few very short words so we know name and...
coming today for affirming your dedication, cooperation, and support to our order, the Order of the Knights of Rizal. We will be here till tomorrow, God willing, till tomorrow afternoon, and I hope we will be able to hammer out some important views and ideas necessary to our brotherhood. Thank you, Sir Peter.
I could have got up only at 11 o'clock because I'm living nearby. Others could have started later. If we agree to start at a time at 11 o'clock, it is a matter of fairness to the rest of the Assembly, to the ones who are in time, not to be late. And I hope this will be a lecture also for us for the future.
Yes, yes, I agree with that.
Parish Chapter Commander.
From Parish Chapter, Barcelona.
Brian Aguilar, Wilhelmsfeld, Heidelberg.
Excuse me, Sir Don, you are the...
I'm Sir Lubitman, Chapter Commander for Prague, and I'm representing Czech Republic.
So Francois, Chapter Commander of the Helvete District Chapter Brussels.
I'm Sir Romeo Garcia. I'm the new area commander for Germany, and I'm the deputy commander in Hamburg.
I'm Henrik Alikdan from Dibasalan Chapter Paris, France.
Chapter commander of the chapter Metro
I'm Moritz Egon. I'm from the Metro Cologne chapter.
And
I'm an officer in the Metro Cologne chapter.
You are representing one of your officers. Yes, sir.
Thomas Mojica, Chapter Bonn.
And he's assistant to the assembly.
Okay. Please.
Mr. Lacuna, Deputy Commander, Bonn.
Sir Dominic Seaguard, Chapter Commander of Diamond and Deputy Area for Belgium.
Lucien Spital, LV Postrismo Chapter, member of LV Postrismo Chapter appointed to attend this meeting.
Mark Minik, Philippe Boustrismo Chapter Deputy, and I'm also representing Lion Chapter Belgium.
I'm Danny Bergmans, Diamond Chapter Anchor. I'm representing Deputy Commander of Diamond Chapter.
Okay. So we are all represented. I understand that the representatives from Brazil are already in reception, so they will be joining us, but there will be no more introduction. But then Pablo, KGOR Area Commander France, but they're represented. Sir Jean Jacobs, KCR Chapter Commander, Lion Chapter, Waterloo, Belgium. Sir Peter Van Bogart, KGOR Consultant to the Supreme Commander, and also Sir Choi Arnaldo Chapter. What am I doing here? Preparing myself instead of still in my bed sleeping and relaxing, because I came late last night around 2 o'clock from a meeting. And going to Bonn and what? To have a meeting of the Order of the United States of Rizal. But for what? Do I get something from this? Do I get salary from this? No, of course not. But of course, we choose. This is not something that being assigned to you. We choose. This is our choice. We choose to be a member of the Knights of Rizal. So let us perform. Let us perform and let us do our duty to be a true Knights of Rizal. Another thing, this is the last thing, because it's only 3 minutes. Another thing, from the past, we don't have any rules in the region. We don't have any directives. Oh, okay, we have directives, but we don't have our own rules in the region. That's why I think this is a very good opportunity to make some kind of memorandum of understanding or memorandum of agreement between chapter, between areas, let's forget the region, because there will be another region, America and Canada. Well, let us concentrate in our region. Let's have some kind of memorandum of agreement, what we are going to do. Because I will give an example. If I ask Sir Mojica to do this, to do this, even if with my nice word, even with my please, will you kindly do this and that. And then if he don't like to do, he will say, where did you get that order? Why are you asking me to do this? Can you tell me in paper why I should do that, why should I follow you? There's nothing. So I think this is a very good opportunity to do that. Let's have some kind of rules, some regulation to follow. So we will not be going here and going here. We have to go that way, straight. And the one who is giving that order will have a mandate from you. I will not be the regional commander till I don't know what time. Our term here, or all the appointed officer here by the Supreme Council will only last after 1 year. So we only be here for 1 year. And what we are doing here now is for the future of our region, so that they have something to follow. They have something to look back and say, this is what they have agreed. We have the memorandum of agreement here. We have to follow this. I think this is the best thing that we can do today and tomorrow. If we can achieve that, I think we have already set our foot in the right direction. Because as of now, as I sent you a letter, because I got fed up. I said, what are we doing here? We don't have any history. We are all guessing what we are doing here. And that is our main problem.
I think what we are
Excuse me.
doing here,
So I think, well, I'll have to finish my my short deliberation on that issue, or regional issue. I think that's the main thing. If we can have today and tomorrow a memorandum of agreement of what we are going to do, and that will be for the future, not for us anymore, because we are going very soon. We wasted 1 year already, as you always tell me, because you really persuaded me, to have this meeting. Okay, I will finish my deliberation on that issue. Yes.
We should learn from the past, but you need to know the past. This morning, I departed at home at 6:30 in order to be here at 11 o'clock. I was here in time. But how can you handle people calling somebody else among knights, brotherhood? You're a racist. How big is the hole in your brain? You are an embassy. You are mentally ill. What is the problem? Because no decisions has been taken. If a council in an area or in a chapter take a decision, how can you explain that one person takes another decision and that the file has been sent to Manila and Manila does not take action, although the same file went to the area commanders and the regional commander, and one area commander said, you are totally right. Where is now the problem? The problem is no decisions have been taken and people are allowed to do what they want. You just told me, I reiterate, don't use foul words, lies. I know among the knights of Rizal, liars. And if you don't believe me, I have it here on paper.
Talked about. But let's now concentrate on our agenda now, and then we can come back to that. That's my suggestion, because otherwise, we'll get astray, and I don't want, we've got a long agenda, and I think we should try to stay at the rules according to their liking, which was not good at all. From now on, we should have clear, so to speak, what is on our minds, what do we want to have touched here. We see there are some items in some people's minds which are not on the agenda, but which have to be talked about, sort of some grievances from the past or hopes for the future, half hour or so.
I think there is a good point.
Because if we have a meeting, we have to set the time frame. That's very important in the meeting. And if this...
we have 5 hours at the grand, the oldest ballroom, the Czech Republic. And then in the afternoon, the Grand Palace is open for us for blooming treat, exhibition, together in association with the International Women's Association of Prague and the Artists Group of Prague. This is given to us for the Knights of Rizal, this in the evening. The next day, we can have the convention like what we had before, knighting, ceremonials, and that. On the evening, at the Grand Ballroom, the Prague Castle will give us a dinner. And the next day, we can trip to visit Bloomingtree. And that's the end of the show.
So it will be a 3 days. And we will just have to continue that and improve or promote it. So we need promotion for what we are doing in the Philippines. So that's what we are doing.
So maybe first Rizal, that is itchy for me a little bit, but I understand your point. Yeah? But Rizal is a philosophy. Rizal is not a piece of soap or a car. Rizal is a little bit more for me. Yeah?
Okay.
It's very difficult for me to say it's a product. Yeah?
But even the book is a product. Even the Bible is a product.
For marketeers, but not for the ones who have a certain, who feel that there is something more in it than in a piece of soap or in a book.
See, in the meantime, the Pope is a product.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got names or faces behind. Yeah.
Matulog ka na? Matulog na kayo? Matulog na kayo?
So if David is the other one there.
No. I can tell you.
I'll show you.
The ones who are legal. The targets for
Greek restaurant in the Baltimore in front of
That is up to you. But maybe.
Start today with the 10 minutes, 15 minutes presentation of the marketing plan of Sir Romeo. I think this is it's very important if we want to promote Order of the Knights of Rizal in Europe and also in the Philippines. Please
you can that Manila is always short of money. To my opinion, this has to be rescheduled. We as members should be initiative to provide the international headquarter, which is a service institute for all of us, and which actually is also our flagship in the Philippines. We should provide them with sufficient funds to work properly. Until now, it is changing now. It is getting much better than already a couple of months or so ago. But still, I heard from persons there that the funds are very meager and that they are saving on almost everything, even on equipment. And other important thing is, until now, first of all, when there is international international assemblies, travel costs to foreign places are much higher, of course, than in the Philippines. The second thing is communication to foreign chapters. It is much more expensive than within the Philippines. And actually, we found out, and I understand that the foreign chapters are demanding much, because they are more active than most of the Philippine chapters, they are demanding much more from the headquarters. So it is somehow justified to pay higher fees to Manila. It can be accepted, and I ask them, why did you not explain these things to us, to the public, when you raise the fees? And this is, of course, a matter including the funds which are provided by individuals. It is, to my opinion, not acceptable that the daily business in Manila is depending on donations of private persons, institutions, or something like that. That creates, even though the persons who are doing it now are very honorable and they are very supportive, but still it might be, it's getting a wrong touch if we are depending as organizations on the donation of individuals. Then is depending on income outside the organization, leadership and others, and now they are just going into the permanent budget. Think about also of the need, not only what we want from Manila, also what we can do to keep them alive.
Presentation really coincides with what we discussed yesterday. I have developed a concept for management procedure, including what we talked yesterday about marketing of the Knights of Rizal. That's the concept management procedure for Order of the Knights of Rizal. First, I developed management engineering, and like our meetings, and the successful implementation of these projects. The management concept. We will touch the fundamental concept, the pre-planning. We can, all this management concept, we can revise this management concept. I will send you, if you're interested in this management concept, then we can revise it and talk to this concept in our next meeting. The management concept this fundamental concept, the pre-planning. Pre-plan to maybe we need or we need not need the plan review after the project is finished. Organization, implementation, and controlling. And with the project's preparation, first we have the idea, the decision for implementation, the aim is the way how to reach the target solution, the phase plan, the application on the order, the kick-off phase, documentation, what we also discussed yesterday, the first structure plan, the rough structure of the structure, the milestone and working packages, the duration and expenses estimation, the cost of the project, the program planning, the chances, risk, development tendency from management tools, the risk, if we have a project, the risk of not reaching our target. That is the preparation. I said it is. I wrote here first is problem. We have the idea, the planning, pre-decision. If the decision is rejected, approved or referred, until the implementation, and if it is referred, we go to the if it's rejected or approved, implementation order. The project preparation, like this, the first, the idea. The idea, the concept of the idea is the realistic representation of the present situation. What is the working effect of advantage in relation to how will the situation develop when no change is carried? How can we recognize dangers so far as the status quo not changed? And the 9, which disadvantage follows the OKOR in the 9. The next is the planning. If you have existing task regulation as additional law resolving tasks will be settled. We have voted yesterday for this aspect. It appears so complex beyond that it already requires area, regional, and the Supreme Council for special technical handling. We will refer it to this way. It is important for the realization of a problem to establish its own organization, which for a certain time the problem's course of time and teamwork regulates. We have also touched this problem yesterday. Planning for today, like for our meeting, was initiated by Sir Lukibong and Sir Tony Singh. The specification of the idea, it was specified, it's also right. Which side is the problem referred to? How are we going to deal with the idea? Relevance to KOR ideals and bylaws. Nature of funds and fundraising non-profit. Feasibility of the idea, implementation, public access, financial and manpower. If you remember, this really coincides with what we are talking the whole day yesterday and also today. Then we have the pre-decision. Either to reject the problem or the project, rather shift at a certain period of time. Does this refer? The pre-decision should be implemented within the organizational policy or to be approved for integration. The problem preparation, decision for implementation, the pre-decision, the area commander, like, that's not the area commander, I made a mistake. The commander, like the chapter commander, the area commander, and the regional commander, can, and he is the one who decides over the acceptance for stopping the idea of the project. He's also the one in the last instance who carries the responsibility for the idea. And then we have the control committee. He names the idea, approves the planning idea, integrates in connection with the area commander as arbitrator in decisions, gremium to act for the case, the competence of the area commander is exceeded. The technical committee, contrary to control committee, has no decision competence. Its function is advisory and support. Function of area commander is to reach a common solution. What I emphasized at the very beginning this year, which didn't materialize for me, my situation, to reach a common solution, early recognition and attentive to risk who endangers in reaching a common solution. This is the problem preparation, the decision for implementation. The pre-solution tries all requirements for the success of the start. And I made a concept, the tension triangle. The area commander, the control committee, and the problem. And then I made an organizational concept for the orientation and orientation field of activity built by the area commander, the chapter and the chapter commanders. The right guidance and leadership in meetings. I observed it yesterday, and it really coincides with this thing. The good preparation is the first step to success. Daily order points, the meeting's aim, and the time frame, which is very, very important. What we did not reach. The moderator decides over the success. Moderation means, it's very important. Moderation means, on the one hand, to hold the thread in the hand, but creativity, on the other hand, and exchange of ideas and not show their conventional thinking. The result is the measure of the meeting success. Fundamental rule, results must be protocoled. Formulate the rules in which form meetings protocols are to be guided and how the results can be communicated. The result of the meeting must be, everyone has to know the project's actual stand. Tasks and dealing with open points are described, sorted, and terminated. Everyone should know when open points, which cannot be able to be terminated, must repeatedly be brought up to discussion. This means that after this meeting, we have to bring up these points to the next meeting, what was not agreed in today. Everyone should know when protocol is available. The one who wrote the protocol, the meeting, everyone should know when the next meeting will be held. Everyone should leave the meeting. It's very important for all of us. Everyone should leave the meeting with a feeling that he has managed to achieve or accomplish something. I think we have achieved it in this meeting. The general supervision and monitoring business intelligence. How is the possibility that we will succeed in reaching the cited project? We have the data, relevance, and connection. With this aspect of information, the gain, understand, plan, divert, measures, control, and success. And the project controlling. This is also very important. I have made the general view of the project controlling field. The strategy, the process monitoring, result controlling, operative controlling, efficiency controlling, quality control. The project controlling, made a checklist of project controlling after the project was finished. Are all basic data standing at disposal? Our percentage feedback classified, the classification of the feedbacks. I also plan to make a sort of form after the projects or meetings, where you can check up how the meeting, the quality of the meeting really was. And our feedback forms that contains all important criteria is existing. Are all persons involved informed to report on any alterations of the activity? Are all persons involved agreed in concerning team unity that incidents which can lead to progress delay? Delay must not be kept secret. We must have transparency in making projects or meetings. Nobody should keep things secret. This agreement's important aim within the framework of team development. We should work as a team. Are all alterations relating to duration and effort commented and documented? Are all means of communication rituals for efficient controlling familiar and control? Are all reports about plausibility in reality examined? Are all reports by way of a desired actual state analysis in the sense of what would be if evaluated? Are all corrective measures of all involved agreed? Are persons responsible named? Are all actions that are based on revisions resolution reviewed? Are all capacities exploited to identify and solve divergences? Is the milestone trend analysis implemented? Are all target modification of variances for milestone deadlines substantiated and communicated? Is the project status report carried out and updated? And the last, are essential management decisions prepared at management level? Then we have the project conclusion and review. In my opinion, I think if you agree, I will send you a copy of this process, and we can work it out. Maybe it's not so perfect how I wrote it, and we can use this process for all our activities. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Yeah.
On this topic, but I think it is quite an important issue to start to streamline and to standardize our own activities, to bring it, to make it acceptable for everybody and understandable in our whole areas and regions.
Yeah. I will send this to all.
Make it more under. Some things are difficult to understand in just a moment, especially when the project you are doing or your chapter is doing, and just filling in what action is requested at what position, for example, so we get it more, etwas bildhafter, more presented on a sample. I think that would be a big help.
Yeah, I'll Ferdinand Sena. I can send it to you.
Because it's also part of the amendment of the law in bylaw.
I don't know. See, Robert, can you...
We were changing number 3 in number 6.
So we still have to discuss number 6.
What I understood yesterday is that
it is touching the general image of this organization, and I can later refer to that. But I hear it not only here in Germany but also in the Philippines.
I think we should.
To those who wants to be a lifetime member, and those who wants to be a lifetime member mainly are those retired pensioner who wants to have some kind of privilege for themselves.
Yeah, but
Sure.
should be shared with the chapter, because the chapter has to work, chapter has to hold the ceremonies and something like that, and that should also be somehow rewarded.
Okay. Of lifetime membership does not involve money alone. Yes. There is the general principle. Any present member of the Order of the Knights of Rizal, or even a non-member who has been duly nominated, who possesses proven integrity, leadership potential, civic mindedness, and with no patriotic endeavors and humanitarian services, and who believes in the lofty objectives of the order, may be compared lifetime membership by the Supreme Council in a resolution duly approved to that. So, money alone does not involve in applying for lifetime membership.
I would support the motion on be conferred to persons who are deserving it. Yes. But starting with a normal life and then going over to an officer and not immediately to light commander. I would support this motion of Sir Celso to say lifetime membership is possible, can be conferred or can be awarded, but not in connection with any financial contribution.
But a compulsory contribution, this is a voluntary contribution. So nobody is obliging you to say to buy your membership. It's not buying your membership. You are voluntarily contributing to the order.
So to go back, pay $500. You are elevated to KCR because the KCR is somebody. Austin Coates, one of the most famous biographers of Rizal, he was awarded KCR for his biography. I, becoming a knight today, I sent $500 to Manila and I got the same medal. We are touching something very sensitive because if you read Manila Rizal Bulletin #2, it's written here, a lifetime member should contribute $500. You get privileges. You will be treated as a VIP by Manila. This is written now. So it's very sensitive in Manila when we are discussing money and the 50% because they just emphasized over here. It's 500. The main problem is, I think, every night of Rizal in Europe, Canada, the States, or whatever, Japan, they can afford to give $500. And then everybody sitting here has his medal. And that is what is wrong. You are paying for your rank. You should not pay for your rank. If you write a biography like Austin Coates, they give you the medal. Elf Bloemadrid, they give them the medal. It's not just for...
The first case, they pay a certain amount.
But still, the immediate elevation from 0 to KCR is already a very sensitive topic, and our members in your chapter who are working hard, who are contributing to every event, who are hosts, who are helping decorating, who are contributing to the assembly, who are attending every assembly. It is quite an unfair thing to buy all this out with money. And there's another thing you must not forget. I give a nice example that is the Freiburg chapter. The Freiburg chapter consists 90% of lifetime members of KCRs. What is the result? This chapter is no longer, it is existing because they are all members, but if you want to talk to someone, it is very difficult to find anybody who is active or something like that. So the lifetime membership is also from structural visions. It's a very difficult thing, and it should be somehow revised so that it is not available for money. That is what the main topic.
But actually,
But what he said is, as far as I've got the experience for the last many years, that this is theory. That it's not only the money, it's the commitment for Rizal, the knowledge for Rizal, etc., etc. That's not reality. In the past, people just could buy and bought their position without being checked if they are good Rizalists or if they any of these things. This was a theory, and we know. Well, I think some of us know people who bought lifetime membership and who are not active at all. They just bought it. What you said is, it's not compulsory, that's right. But those people buying these things, so they overtake the ordinary, hard-working, committed member in our chapters on the overtaking lane, and suddenly they are high somewhere above. And this sort of degrades the work of the ordinary, committed membership. And we've seen lately an inflation, that's what I would call it, an inflation of promotion in our order, where titles and ranks are spread like confetti, more or less. And this, I think, is a shame, and this devaluates really the position of people who are committed, who do the work, and who do not sort of buy their things. I've known so many people who've bought their position as lifetime members who are not active, and it's regrettable that the ordinary members are, so to speak, in a lower position. They are not treated like VIPs. And of course it's a voluntary thing, but I think it degrades the job of the ordinary member. And therefore, I don't think...
Okay, that's your opinion, people. I would like to add to that also. As I said before, the Supreme Council didn't put that provision in our bylaws without any good reason. Okay? So, and they are not here to defend that provision. We are discussing it and we would like to make a motion, but I don't think I would suggest to form a committee and discuss this matter, and then we present it to the body. Okay, that's my take on that. And then about Freeport chapter, right? Freeport chapter, as you said, 90% are lifetime members. Okay, but still, as a chapter, they have an obligation to pay their dues to be recognized in the Supreme Council. So they have to pay yearly chapter dues. Okay, they are all, let's say, they are 100% lifetime member. They don't have to pay their membership a fee anymore because they are already paid for their life membership. But still, as a chapter, they have an obligation to pay to be recognized in the Supreme Council. And also, so we will know that they are still existing. Because what happened now is a very good example. The area commander sent them a communication, no answer. So that means, if there's no answer, that means dead. The chapter is dead, but all the members are still active. Because there are already...
They are inactive.
They are members. They're inactive.
The chapter is inactive, but the member is active.
So let's say that we'll give them, will admonish them for a last time, send it in written form with registered mail to this place in the Schwarzwald, and then a second one, and if they are not answering or giving no explanation, you will ask Manila to close this chapter. Then we get a sample how to act with passive chapters who are no longer in.
I don't think we have to discuss what to do, how to deal with Freiburg. We are sort of discussing, because it has always been done. And I think this cannot be an argument. It was perhaps established with good intentions, with good reason already, the IP already. So what do I have to struggle and what do I have to commit myself? And for those who do all that work, they are devaluated. And I think therefore this should be changed, even if it had a good reason to establish that at some time. But now I think the negative aspects are much stronger. And that's why I think it should be changed.
Yeah. And anyway, they can
change some things, like we say KCR, and why a member does not have to pay money in his chapter because he's a lifetime member. I give you an example. I am 20 years old, I become an age, and I make my calculation. In my chapter I have to pay $50 a year. I pay 500 to Manila,
10 years.
And after 10 years, I stay for the rest of my life in my chapter for free. The money, this isn't wrong with if you pay
money
this,
does not
you
belong
get
to our essential in the order.
Yeah,
I know, but
it has too high a relevance. And this is
look
bad.
back.
Will be coming very soon, and I hope I will be there, but for sure our acting regional commander will be there. Perhaps you can discuss that with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the moment, I would like to have the motion suspended.
No.
No, I think.
Is there any objection?
I'm in Manila in February during this convention, and I will also raise this question because here in Germany we have two chapters that are inactive. The Berlin chapter, although we are opening a Berlin Brandenburg chapter next year, but also the Berlin chapter. I will ask why Article 7. We must not invalidate this Article 4, Section 7, because for me it is against the constitutional law of the Philippines. We cannot delete an article. We can revise something, amend something, what we can never strike with. Then I agree with it.
One story that in some way or another they might have relation on this regarding this paying €500 for a lifetime membership. If you know about the story of Vatican, sealing a certificate with seal on it, that every person who will buy this certificate, all his family who is now already gone, dead, will be sent to paradise.
That was
And that was the reason,
It was
why,
a century ago.
yeah, that was the reason why some good bishop cardinals get out from Vatican. And one is the Martin Luther.
Yeah.
It's from Germany.
Yeah.
So we are discussing now a very sensitive issue that we anticipate that might affect the whole organization. So that's all. That's only.
I want to be a kind of holiness and you go directly to heaven. But the spirituality about it has been changed the last 10, 15 years. It's when you express in your life to be a good human being and you help one another, you will go into heaven. That is, the idea about it is different. And before it was about money. But I have a suggestion to make, a kind of compromise. On the first hand, I can follow what you say. You cannot just erase lifetime member. But the issue about the KCR, jumping over one another, I think I can personally back that. And secondly, if you are a lifetime member, your lifetime membership will end automatically when you cannot prove, I don't know how you can do it, but you still have to be a devoted member. You have to attend, for example, at least 2 times in a year an activity of your chapter. And thirdly, you have to pay dues to your chapter. I think I can, if that could be in a kind of way amended in the lifetime membership, I think I can still agree with the term lifetime membership. But first, KCR jumping over one another. Secondly, paying your dues. And thirdly, that you have to be at least attending, because otherwise your chapter is really dying. So if that, and otherwise, yeah, that is my suggestion to make.
Discuss all the details. I think we got the
list
out of it, and the contributions are very logical, and I think yourself.
Since what Rainer said, people who are working very, very hard, and suddenly.
Let's say we will form a committee. Sir Dominic, I will join. Sir Rainer Weber, and who else wants to join this committee? We will draft something.
I will join.
And so
but I think Sir Rainer wants to say.
But maybe not, because I'll tell you, because I'm maybe I'll be a bad example as a lifetime member. Because you are talking about lifetime member who is not active. But you can see what kind of lifetime member I am.
Yeah.
No.
I pay my due to the chapter, okay? That is, I think it's a privilege to pay a due to my chapter, the Diamond chapter.
Yeah.
Although I am already a lifetime member.
Tony,
But anyway, we are going to form a committee. Okay, that's done. Now, Sir Rainer.
Number 6, as we've done with all the motions. We have to take a vote. Shall we, or what shall we do with this motion number 6? I don't think we should just say, we postpone it.
No.
I think we have. This has not been the topic here. But the topic was the redefinition. Yeah, the money, but also the redefinition. What is a lifetime member? And if it stays like this, I think that the majority here don't accept it. But we don't. We agree that the lifetime membership definition has to be changed.
Yeah.
And it's about devotion, and it's also about the fact that also you don't forget your own chapter. And of course, the discussion that you. Tony, of course, you are not in the discussion, of course. Eh?
No. I'm not included in the discussion.
Shall we say, all right, we want to have a change, we want to have this institution of the lifetime member changed, remodeled to modern things, so for example, leaving out just the plain paying, but changing the contribution to the chapter, and what are the following privileges, does it automatically mean KCR, etc. These things have to be dealt with in details. But if we agree today that these things have to be changed, then I think let's take the vote here. Who supports the idea? Have motion number 6, lifetime members, have it changed and establish a committee which is going to work out the details. Or shall we leave it as it is? I think this is not a good alternative. So my motion is, or suggestion is, let's take a vote on, let's deal with that in that way.
In revision,
Revision.
Should be revised, and the area and the region will build a committee consisting of the following persons. I think Sir Dominic.
We've heard that in recent, I don't know, I saw it somewhere, and I think it's a region over the year. And then this, so you could redistribute it with the whole picture, so that we then know what Paris is doing, what Prague is doing, etc.
Exactly.
Going up and down again.
Yes, I have the date already for next year, September 18, 19, 20.
You know, no other functions on that day.
Yes, very smart, huh?
Yeah.
Can you send it to me?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
I will collect the schedules and send it to respective chapters.
You cannot take 18 September. You cannot take
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
18 September, everyone goes to Eastmore, they must be in Brussels. So you cannot do this.
So we will celebrate it in Czech
So we'll
Republic.
celebrate it together in Munich.
That's a very important day. I think also. Very good. Good point.
We have our meeting.
I'll give you 20 points on that.
We have to put our flowers.
In Eastmore, we are laid
Promotion in the world.
every year on that date.
We can bring the flowers again.
Indians.
We do that in Belgium.
Okay.
So,
Grievances?
I think we start with sort of miscellaneous or so. Open session.
But we will limit it to half hour.
Yes.
And we will limit it all contributions to 5 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Not more.
3 minutes.
So if 6, so 3 minutes, 10 people.
It's 30 minutes.
That's 80 minutes.
Who wants to start? Anybody, any grievances?
I have no grievances. I cannot
be
start.
brief.
No,
Big
also,
grieves.
also something nice.
Or
I have
anything.
2 very small points. The first point is that yesterday morning I feel very tired.
And
Sometimes.
What did you do on Friday then?
No, serious. I had the atmosphere here that it was a very open discussion. It was not really discussion, it was really a kind of melting pot, constructive. Nobody asked for what I felt kind of hatred or something like that, no. So it was very open. And my second point is, and it's referring to the fact that what Sir Garcia said and about marketing, and also Sir Candler, I think Rizal is, in the first place, of course, he has to be dedicated to Rizal and try to promote, of course, the treasures of Rizal, the heritage in the Philippines. Costs a lot of money, and there has been some things said about scholarship. If we could promote a kind, I will stop now. If we could promote a kind of ecotourism, what is that? Every member of a chapter knows people in the Philippines, in a city, in a village, and in every village there are. Of course, all the Filipinos are hospital people, but there are houses, there are places where we can board people. Simple, not a high-class hotel, because if you go to the Hilton or to the Holiday Inn, most of the money is not being given to the Filipino people. But if you could promote a kind of tourism where, I think about the young people, the bread packers nowadays, they go to Thailand, but never the Philippines. You never see the Philippines in any brochure. It's an unknown country. And because it's unknown, it's so attractive for me. If every chapter member could produce addresses of people in their villages who are interested to board people at a low price, they give breakfast and something like that, and they really will have the sense, the smell, the sense of the Philippine culture. And if everybody would do that in his chapter, to raise some addresses and to produce that, and there are plenty ways to do that, we really could gain money that the Filipino people could gain money for themselves. Let them do it themselves. We don't have to do it for them. They have to do it. And it gives some self-respect. What I'm saying is not just a dream. It happens already in some parts of Thailand. They have that kind of ecotourism, even in Cambodia and Vietnam and all that. But in the Philippines, this issue is not good known. And it's called ecotourism because it's, of course, with respect for the Philippine people. You eat a breakfast with a Philippine family. They bring you somewhere, and it's really you don't go to the big saunas and the big Hilton and the Mandarin Oriental, which I like, by the way. But I mean, this is Philippine culture.
Nature.
So promote the Philippines.
Okay, thank you. Well taken. So who's next? Who's next?
Yeah, well, just another additional remark, you know, on we said we were going to put up a committee on promotion, lifetime membership. The word I used before, I've got the feeling that there really is in our order, or has been, an inflation of promotions, etc. I think we should all think in our various chapters, are really all these promotions necessary? That means, are they all justified? And I think quite a number of these promotions are not really justified. They're automatically more or less given. And nowadays we've got, I remember in the past, you know, KGOR was an event once 10 years. Now, within 1 year, 10 KGORs are created. And I think there cannot suddenly be such an outburst of prominence or an outburst of activity. So I think, you know, quite a number of these promotions are just not justified. And I think we can start in our chapters. Are really these promotions necessary, or are they really justified, or are they in the sense of Jose Rizal? So this inflation of ranking and promotions devaluates the work of the ordinary member who, well, if they only do it for a rank, for a promotion, I think that's the bad reason.
Okay.
We should do it for result, and not for getting another higher medal. And this is something that we should, in the chapters, keep in mind when we suggest somebody to Manila or to our commanders, no, I want this or that man to be promoted from a KR to a KOR, and not automatically or easy-handed.
Point well taken. Okay, next. Who wants? Yeah, Shirom.
First of all, I have a project in the Philippines running at the moment, almost 2 projects, because before I integrate this project to the Knights of Rizal, I would like first that the government approve this project. This is a very big project, and I want to help the Philippines, also the Knights of Rizal, his identity to be found in the Philippines, that will be well known in the Philippines, that Knight of Rizal has helped the people in the Philippines to have work. I have, I don't know if you know, there is a national broadband network in the Philippines, which was with the large corruption scandal, large corruption scandal in the Philippines. With the Chinese company, CATE. I offered the Philippines with the help of RNS, the German company in Hanover, to take this to take over this project, and it's already at 30%. We have already 30% work, and next year we will be making a presentation in the Department of Trade and Industry in Berlin. To be referred to the Philippines in the Board of Investments. And if we get this project, we will make a bidding. I will get 6 companies in the Philippines to help the Filipinos get work, to work with us. And then the next project, I have a patent here in Belgium, the extraction of methane in Surigao. And this patent, I want the identity not only for the Knight of Rizal. I want the Philippines to have an identity, because Philippines have no industrial product that can say this is made in the Philippines. We got already an investor in the Philippines, the land bank in the Philippines, and we are still organizing which company in the Philippines will hold this project. But that's only one thing. And the next point, what I like to emphasize, and it will never be a political party. But we cannot just turn back ourselves, seeing the Philippines shrinking in being disturbed with the political process. The popular sovereignty as the basis of our political authority.
Just because of honesty, the truth and the integrity of a chapter or an individual. How can we handle fake reports? One person is sending fake reports to Manila. Manila is acting upon the fake reports. I give you an example. We found out that I went to Freiburg with my car, somebody in my car as a passenger, just attending the meeting, sending a report to Manila. I participated and helped charting the Freiburg chapter, which I was asked to help them because it was in the German language. Second point, another report, Manila, by a person sending his report to Manila. I made research with Sir Lucien Spita in Heidelberg and Wilhelmsfeld. What in reality happened, he came with my car, with the same person, passing Heidelberg, Wilhelmsfeld, went to visit the statue, taking a picture, and now sending a report to Manila. I have done research. Is this acceptable? Then I don't feel hate to somebody, but I want to defend my chapter, our chapter, and